to another brand new live stream. Here I am, joined with you today. It is morning time here in Toronto, Canada. Beautiful, beautiful day. And today we're talking about a very important subject, which is the topic of semen retention. This is going to be primarily useful for young men. If you're a young man, then this will be very worthwhile for you to hear and pay attention to. If you don't know who I am, I don't know Uh, you know, if you, I'm sure people that are watching this already know who I am, but my name is Shiva Kailash Shambho. I'm a man, I'm a spiritual seeker, and I have retained my sexual energy for three years or more. With some small minor exception. We're not going to talk about that, but I knew that semen retention was a very valuable thing to pursue from an early age. From the age of being a late teen and early adult. And I struggled a lot with doing this. So I'm going to share with you some thoughts. We're going to talk about this. So if you're tuning in, welcome. Good to see you here, as always. And if you have questions, you can write them down. I'll answer them. And we're going to talk about it. So this live stream is primarily for the men because a man can retain his semen, but a woman cannot, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, it's just the way nature made it. It's different. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. So the reason why I say that I have 3 years of experience is because it is important to explain that I have the results that you need. So R1 says, here we go again. He talks about the same two topics every day. What a weirdo. It's important to talk about the things that are necessary and have value in life. So R1, I'm sure you're a man, and I'm sure you're busting, you're watching porn and ejaculating, just judging from your comment. So that's something that you want to stay away from. And when something is valuable, you can talk about it over and over again. And today we're going to talk about it again. Why? Because there are new people here. And because the people that are not new, that are going to watch my live stream, need some inspiration and need some clarity. I need some guidance. And also, I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about in my live stream. So if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. Okay. So how many of you are practicing semen retention? That's the first question we're going to ask you. So Snarfville, are you practicing semen retention? No, I don't. I don't ejaculate. And I conserve and save my sexual energy. How would you deal with addiction? Well, that's what we're talking about today. Dealing with addiction. And the addiction to pornography and sensual gratification is very, very strong. It's very intense. Maybe one of the most powerful addictions that there is in the world is this addiction. So if you can conquer this, man, you're going to be flying. You're going to be flying high in the sky. So we are here to discuss exactly that topic. None of your weird business. Okay, that probably is a woman. No problem. We love ladies here. What addiction? The addiction to watching adult videos, which is pornography, and to masturbation. That is one of the most sinister addictions in the world. Why is it sinister? Because it's a very strong biological need and desire for you to reproduce. So your body likes it very much, and you do it. Snarfville, there is nothing about your name or your profile picture that would lead me to assume you're a man, but you think that it's obvious. So who's the idiot? I'm glad you started your own live stream today. Welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to absolutely KK. Welcome. I saw your message on Discord, and thank you very much for your encouragement. Dr. Rob is, he has a lot of resistance inside of him, and he needs to work that out, and I hope he does. He needs to develop equanimity. I have over 4,000 subscribers to buy Shiva. What? Feel better to retain. Yep. It's not a sin, mate. It is a sin because the definition of a sin is missing the mark. Do you know what missing the mark means? It means you have a bow and arrow, you aim, you shoot, and you miss. That is a sin. So you ejaculating into your hand or into I don't know, your bed sheets or into a plastic bag is a sin. You're missing the point of the whole process. The process is to make a baby. And if you're not making a baby, just there's nothing to do about it. I get that it feels good, but there's better ways to do that. You're wasting life force energy. 100% correct. So we want to retain our life force energy. We want to make use of it. We want to have it in our body. And we want to use it in the world. So that is why we retain our semen. By wearing something that doesn't go by your religion, but by is there for show. Was that a question or a comment? And what do you mean by my religion? What does that mean? Like I have ownership of my religion? I own a religion? No. Look in the mirror and admit that you're a fool. Anyways, sex is not a sin. Yeah, sex is not a sin. I agree. But ejaculation is a sin. Unless you want to make a baby. Then that's the best thing to do, is to ejaculate. Because you're trying to make a baby. But somebody like Dr. Rob, for example, that probably ejaculates into a bathtub or into a toilet, that is a sin. And even having sex with a woman and ejaculating into a condom, that's also a sin. Because you're missing the mark of this whole thing. You're so wrong. No, I'm not wrong. And I can explain it to you with logic and reason. Semen is for making babies. That's the design of nature is to produce a child. When you impregnate the woman, is to impregnate the woman. That's what semen is for. So by you throwing it away, why? Why are you doing that? Blood is meant to be flown in the body. But if you're poking holes into your arms and making blood spill out, you're missing the mark. You're sinning. It's you're doing it wrong. Similarly here, this is obviously not as extreme, but it is also you're missing the mark. Why are you doing that? You know why you're doing that? You're doing that compulsively. You just can't help it. First and last time I say this, the streamer, and I'm from Afghanistan, he's from Canada. Don't confuse him with, of course, I'm not from Afghanistan. And thank you for the clarification. I like the analogy with the blood. Yep. Thank you. What if your woman can't get pregnant just to do nothing? I don't understand your question. If I buy something, does it mean that I own that thing? Yeah, I guess. I guess it does, yes. I have bitten my tongue in the same spot twice. This is definitely a coincidence. Well, not a coincidence. There's definitely something's happening. And I'm sleeping in inappropriate time, so I'm adjusting to the schedule. It's beautiful morning time for me. So we are talking about semen retention and sexual transmutation. Watch how much more energy and motivation you have when you retain. Absolutely, absolutely. What is the point of this life and what is after death? Send me a super chat and I will answer your question. Right now we are talking about semen retention. So others can't access it if I don't allow it to, right? You're telling Dr. Rob sits down and shuts up and maybe begging for some. Anyways, so we have to understand and come to the basic reality that semen is for making babies and nothing else. And by you spilling it away in random, God knows what reason is that for, it is not in alignment with nature. I'm not talking about just logically thinking about this. I'm talking about that it has immense benefits. Semen retention has immense benefits. And I know that most people aren't experiencing that. They're not being benefited from that. They don't do that. So we're here to talk about that. Why should someone send you a super chat? You're just grifter. Okay, because if you want me to answer your question, then send a super chat.
At Seraph underscore Null donated 6 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. Rick Young has mommy issues.
Ooh, we got called out. And yeah, how old am I? I'm 30 years old. Thank you very much for the super chat, Seraph. Semen retention. Keep your semen in your balls unless you impregnate a woman. Why? Because it has immense benefits. It has the benefit of really tuning up your energy and making you intensely go towards your desires in life. If you are depleting your desire for a life through masturbation, through women, your desire to experience life is not going to be as intense. This is a very deep subject, my friends, my friend, and we're going to talk about it. And it's a very refined subject, so we're going to do our best. So, does semen retention has benefit to your skin too? Yes. This people ask me about my skin and do I use any skin products? Yeah, I keep my semen in my balls, and I also eat a plant-based vegan diet, so I don't eat corpses. This is the two things that I can attribute to my clarity and radiance. What can you say about unplanned children? What do you think the spiritual meaning behind that? That's a good question. I think most children are unplanned. I was unplanned also. It's funny and it's kind of shameful to say, but I asked my mom, "Hey, did you make plans?" Plans. They were married, so I'm very thankful about that at least. But when a man and woman spends time with each other, things happen, and then boom, you have a little child. Oh, look at that, cool. So it was like that. It's very rare that you sit down, okay, tomorrow morning we're gonna make a child. What the hell? That's probably not how you should do it either. You should have an overall experience. Okay, we should have children, we're married, we're safe with each other. And then just go and, party time. And then when the party time gets so intense, the child naturally comes. So that's what nature makes it feel good. Whale, pronounce that Dr. Clown. Okay. Anyways, so I am doing this live stream to promote my course or my product on my website, shivakailash.com, the best website in the world. I have made many video modules breaking down and talking in depth on this practice of semen retention over a year ago or close to a year ago, sometime there. It's completed now, and you can go and purchase it. You can go and buy it. It's only $47. And if you buy it and you watch the modules, it will significantly help you on this path of semen retention. So here I'm just kind of incentivizing you to do that if you are serious about this. And just to give you some motivation and to fill in the blanks and to fill in the holes of, you know, whatever questions you may have about that. Have you heard of the theory where you choose a life you were born into? Thoughts? Yeah, but I don't have any personal experience with that. Just my belief. I understand that. Why do you do lives of Dr. Rob? Dude, that hurts the image immensely. I don't have an image that can be hurt. I'm just, what image is that? Can I test your knowledge on Eastern philosophy? Sure. And by the way, if you're here, if you want to ask me a question, if you want to send me a super chat, please do. And I'll definitely happily answer your question with a priority sequence. All right. So what are the benefits that I've received from practicing semen retention for the last 3 years? I have learned about this practice when I was 19 or even earlier, and I struggled very hard to do this, but to no avail. It was too difficult, and the grasp of sexual desire was too strong. But one day I finally figured it out, and I stopped it completely, and I have no intention of going back ever again. So the benefits are you have much more clarity into life in general. You have much more energy, not just energy like you drink coffee, you have energy, but energy in terms of internal energy to meditate with, to expand this energy and push it forward and to use it. You have much more motivation. Wow, the House of Tarot just subscribed. She unsubscribed and subscribed back for God knows what reason. I guess to comment. And your aggression becomes stronger. You become more aggressive. You become more. Okay, did it for fun. You become more desireful and lustful, not just towards women, but towards life. So this is a very natural thing to do. It's a very natural thing to do, and I hope that you do it. To see the number go down and up. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Dr. Yob is hurting me. That guy is a fool. You know, I'm sorry to say this and sorry to talk about bad about anybody. You shouldn't really talk bad about people, but I'm going to do it right now, at least for a short time. Like, what a complete fool and useless fool. We have a plan to live stream together. I'm not doing this with you until you get up and dance and be stupid. Buddy, leave me alone. You do that. I'm here being, my own version. Anyways, after he's done teaching meditation to 3 people, we're going to live stream again. Okay, for sure. Friend, do you believe in God? I don't believe in anything. At least I hope I don't. Do you think Jesus' messages have been misunderstood and have the teachings like the Buddha who changed the Absolutely. 100%. I think the Buddha's teachings was mm, very minimally misunderstood, and it's still intact. But there isn't much Jesus' teachings anyway. It's just a few little things that somebody remembered. Don't harm animals by cutting plants. Leave it for the animals. That's not true. Eat a plant-based vegan diet.
At Seraph underscore Null donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. The House of Mirrors Tarot is an amazing reader. Folded hands emoji.
I should start subscribing to my fans or to my subscribers or to the viewers and my community members. So I don't know. I haven't clicked on her channel, but I'm sure she makes videos. In fact, we can do that right now. Let's go to the channel, House of Mirror Tarot, and let's subscribe. Subscribed. Now you have 353 subscribers. So I was scrolling on somebody's live stream, in fact, yesterday, Seraph, and I stumbled upon this Hebrew man, and he was talking facts. She gave me some amazing reads. Okay, there may be a potential collaboration in the future. So there was a Jewish man doing a live stream, and I stopped by and I was paying attention to him. And I like to ask a certain question to people and see how they react. And I asked, hey, do you eat animals? And I waited for him to respond because he was teaching spirituality and he was insightful and has some kind of spiritual energy about him. I'm like, okay, this is an easy way to kind of show the hypocrisy. And he said, he laughed. Oh, do I eat animals? No, I don't eat animals. I've been a vegan since, for 15 years and I don't eat animals and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, wow. So this man is educating me about the Jewish people and the Jewish religion and how the Jewish people have to deal with the situation that they're surrounded with and living in. And yeah, and don't believe everything you see in the news also. But then again, I don't know. So shout out to the Jews, shout out to Jerusalem, shout out to Israel, and shout out to all the Jewish people. Not all Jews think the same, yep. Um, Jewish people are some of the only groups of people that still remain their own ethnicity. People go and they mix and this, and it's like, oh, we're all kind of things. But in Israel, at least to some extent, it's changing now. It's still Jewish people, and that's respectable. Also, the Jewish people lived in Israel, in that place that they're living in now, for thousands of years, and then something happened, and then they came back again, it seems like, or that's how I understand. And the people that live around them really don't like them to be there and really want to have them be moved. So shout out to the Jewish people. Friend, what's the problem with eating animals? Ask the animals when you're slitting its throat. Uh, please ask the animal. Yep. It's kind of the same thing with Islam, I think. Islam is just, my God, Islam. You know, I have this nice attire that I wore for a few minutes in the live stream with Dr. Rob. It's a Islamic attire. I have this little checkered headcloth and a little thing, and I look like I'm an Arab. And it's cool. I bought it from Egypt when I was in Egypt. But I can't get myself to wear it. Even as a joke, yeah. But for seriously, I can't do it. It signals the wrong thing. Um, I hope you understand. Saudi garb, yeah. Saudi Arabia and countries in that region are very wealthy from the oil. So shout out to them. Very nice, peaceful countries, lots of wealth. But that's that. The Yeah, the Hebrew Azurite. Yeah, that's who I'm referring to. Yes. Also, it made me realize. Okay, I'm not going to share with you all the insights that I have because I'm sure people don't really care. But we're going to talk about semen retention. We're going to talk about potency. We're going to talk about power, masculine power, and my life has massively changed by doing this. Just the fact that I can live stream here and talk to the camera live without any edits, without any cuts. 34 people are watching, and this is how I've been able to do it, by fulfilling myself, by being full of my own essence. And it's easy to do. You just stop the outflow of your energy, and naturally it starts rising up. So yeah, don't. Your body is like a vessel or a pot of water or a pot of energy, and the bottom is the faucet that you open the valve and you close the valve. Most of the people are opening the valve. If you open the valve, all the energy gets drained out. And if you want to drain your energy, I mean, that's a good way to do it. You just open the valve and it all goes out. But if you close the valve down there, then the energy slowly starts to build up and you become fulfilled. You fulfill yourself. You become full of your own energy, of your own essence. Then it becomes so easy to create and to go out in public and uh, be on a platform and express yourself and no social anxiety because you're fulfilled. People that are not fulfilled, they're seeking something else. I'm fulfilled. I'm freaking happy. Just because I close the tap on the bottom. So I recommend you do the same thing. Um, yep. Abstinence is a good. Hmm, hmm, hmm. So energy is what this whole thing is about. Energy. Both if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter actually. Because we're just here for energy. We care about energy. And you're also on my live stream because of energy. That's we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but energy has to come from inside. It's in something internal, and you want to feel good. Everybody wants to feel good. So I know that for myself. I know that for you, and we have to create the positive energy that we want inside. You can make yourself feel anything you want by making that happen now. And just because it's true doesn't mean that you can go and abuse your body and open the valve of energy and spill it all out and nothing is going to happen. Things are going to happen. So you need to wield this instrument carefully. This is a little chemistry factory. You got to make sure you balance it right. Treat your brain right. Don't poison yourself. Don't drink alcohol and a bunch of other drugs. And that's how you end up feeling good just constantly, all the time. And a base level is just very nice, peaceful, pleasant. But if you're constantly intoxicating yourself like Dr. Rob, or, I hate to use him as an example, but he's an easy target and he deserves it. You're intoxicating yourself, you're drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, raging on people, and, insulting people, and whatever. He's just in a darkness state sometimes. He said to me, and also on a live stream, that he doesn't feel good as he wants. And I could tell just looking at it. I don't even have to hear his opinion. I can tell his chemistry is off. His chemistry is like the chemistry of pain. He's in pain. Sometimes, not every time. I'm sure he feels good. But that's the chemistry that you create, the chemistry of pain. You drink, you smoke, you go crazy, and you're just becoming more and more and more in pain. So if you're here, if you're watching me right now, don't create the chemistry of pain. There's rules to this life, laws. So don't drink alcohol, don't smoke cigarettes, don't smoke weed. Learn how to treat this body right in a way that creates positive chemistry. Eat plants, eat vegetables. Vegetables taste like shit a lot of the times, but they're good for a reason. Uh, no, you need to eat them for a reason, not just because they taste good. Some people think that if they don't taste good or vegetables taste bad and they have some defense mechanisms, you shouldn't eat vegetables. You should eat vegetables. It's literally the most valuable thing you can eat in the world, along with fruits. And yeah, so not everything that's good for you feels good. You know what feels good? Eating a donut. You know what also feels good? Doing heroin. But we don't do that. So that leads to bad chemistry. That leads to very not pleasant things. But if you eat vegetables, it doesn't taste that good, but it creates a positive chemistry.
KKC8 I donated $4.99. I want to take Dr. Rob seriously and support his mission, but it's hard being shunned. That's why Shiva's stream is the place to be. All is welcome here.
Thank you very much for your super chat, KK. And I am a bridge. So as time goes on, I will bridge him and his insecurity around parasocial individuals and his triggering when it comes to building parasocial relationships and being a micro celebrity. What is wrong with that? Oh, I'm just a Buddhist. I'm going to pretend to meditate and then draw my face. The guy's crazy, has like, where is his logic? Where's his head? Where's his brain? So patience. Yeah, so we're going to be patient, KK. And nothing has to happen today or instantly. So it's going to take some time. So that's what I know that I need to do, is to create chemistry of bliss, chemistry, the right chemistry, by eating vegetables, by exercising, working out, as they say, building strength in my body, and doing various other things. And that's sometimes hard. That sometimes is not good. So somebody here is saying, I can't help but to read this comment. Oppenheim says, Jesus, rebuke this fool. If Jesus has any power, he will rebuke me right now. Let's go. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Jesus has no power. Sorry, I didn't make the rules here. I didn't make the rules. And I know this makes people feel very uncomfortable because, you've been taught you're going to go to hell if you shun Jesus or if you make fun of Jesus. I didn't know Jesus had so many, I didn't know Jesus was so pathetic as a man that you can just say a bunch of words to him and he becomes so emotionally volatile. Like, oh my God, how fucking dare you? Don't you know I'm going to send you to hell? Whoa, Jesus, I'm sorry. Jesus, please don't put me in hell. And also the wise and I'm sorry, the insecure fools that are watching me as well. They hate that. They're trying to destroy me because I'm making fun of their God. So if your God can be made fun of, oh, he's not really a God. Anyways, so let's get back on track, my friends. Semen retention, having potent energy, having lots of energy, both if you're a man and a woman. And why? What is the difference between a man and a woman, and what am I actually talking about? Well, it is about pleasure, and it is about not fulfilling your sensual gratifications. Because if you lust over women or sexual objects, you will lose a lot of pleasure. It's a funny contradiction because obviously you'll get pleasure.
At Seraph_Null donated 6 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. How can you say that? Scared face emoji, mind blown emoji, shocked face emoji.
I don't know. I have a death wish, and I guess I want to go to hell. So we'll see if Jesus sends me there. I'll give Jesus enough time to rebuke me. We'll wait until the end of this live stream. Maybe he's busy. So if you, thank you very much for your donation, Seraph. If you go towards pleasure, you will release a lot of dopamine, and then you'll become, yes, we'll meet in hell, absolutely. You'll become desensitized to pleasure, and then you'll become sad. So going towards pleasure in unbalanced ways will make you feel very depressed. It'll make you feel very sad, make you feel very unhappy. So if you just retain your sexual energy, and if you abstain from a sexual act, not as a kind of some moral principle or some being monk-like or anything like that, no, just being sensible to life. Okay, there's no need for this, I can sacrifice this. Then this charge, this sexual potency, this desire will just be fulfilled and be so intense in your body. And there's a kind of constant pleasure that you get just being alive. Oh my God, it's freaking, I'm having like a small orgasm all the time. Just my baseline is orgasmic. But if you deplete your orgasms by going and doing it by yourself or with a woman, well, then it's gone. That sexual energy is gone. And it needs to be gone when you're making a child. That's why it feels so good. That's why it's so intense. Because, hey, nature wants you to make children. Here, it's a pleasurable sensation for you to make a baby. But if you're not making a baby, why are you manipulating nature? Why are you cheating nature? You're a cheater. Are you a cheater out there? You're a freaking cheater. I know you're a cheater. I don't mean cheating on your girlfriend. Oh, you cheated on me like if some game. What is that word cheating, by the way? You cheated on me. What? We're playing a game and you're a cheater? I guess you're not playing with the rules. So we have rules. You don't sleep with anybody else. I don't sleep with anybody else. But if you break the rules, now you're a cheater. You're cheating in this little game. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, where was I? What was I talking about? Releasing your sexual energy, releasing. If you have a question, send a super chat. That's how you get my attention. Otherwise, I'm a busy guy. I'm here talking to you about important things. I'm an important man. All right. Anyways, if you deplete that, if you compulsively act, if you just are addicted to this pleasurable sensation, it's not good. It's not good. So we need to have a life. We need to um, have better vision for the future and not just sexual compulsion. Let us not be mistaken that I'm some sort of anti-sex guy and sex is wrong and I'm like some religious freak and don't have sex. No, it's not like that. Go have sex all the sex you want, but be sensible. Yeah, don't spill your seed. If I have a bunch of seeds like fruit seeds and I just start spilling it on the concrete because it feels good, like that's not wise. That's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna work. If I'm spilling it on the appropriate places, then it will produce trees. But anyways, we are gonna leave that aside. Yeah. You laugh when you broke character. Nothing that you're saying has any actual point, and you're going around in circles. There's a man that masturbates. There's a man that ejaculates. Jesus, Pharaoh, do you ejaculate? Do you masturbate? Oh my God. You think Jesus masturbated, by the way? You think Jesus, when he was like a 30-year-old man, with his carpenter's penis, do you think he masturbated? Do you think he was feeling a little bit lonely, and when God wasn't watching, his father wasn't watching, he just kind of like, wanked? I wonder. I wonder. Anyways, if Jesus wants me to rebuke my speech and it makes Jesus emotionally uncomfortable, how dare I say things like this? Then something should happen to me. You know, if I'm doing the wrong thing about Jesus, then Jesus should give me $1 million in gold or send me $1 million. Then I will know not to speak like this. So Jesus, if I'm wrong, please rebuke me with $1 million in cash. then I will know that this is wrong. Thank you very much, Jesus. I appreciate you. Somebody says Jesus never wanked, never wanked. No way he rules. Yeah. I think that's true too. Why? Because Jesus is a sensible guy. What's the value of doing that? There's no value. You just live normally, live like a man. And then when it's time to make a baby or it's time to have some tantric experiences and move your energy up, you can do that. Beggar, grifter, money hungry. You can't be hungry for money. You can only be hungry for food. I don't eat money. So thank you very much for your comment. And yeah, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for subscribing. 3 silver bows. Let me know if you have any other questions. We're going to. People are getting their anger and their emotional instability and hurt onto me. Like Paul Dean, this guy saying I'm a pathetic loser. Am I really a pathetic loser? Guys, do you think I'm a pathetic loser? Please tell me. If I'm a pathetic loser, man, that's sad. That sucks. That's sad. I really don't want to be that. I think I want to be more like you if you're not a pathetic loser. Paul Dean Morningstar. Morningstar, that's a little symbol for the Satan and Lucifer. So I'm sure that guy's doing well. Anyways, let's talk about semen retention. Let's continue forward. What else? What is, again, this is a promotion video. If you're a man and if you're still, feeding the geese, or if you're still seeding plastic bags, or if you're throwing your seeds into the toilet or into a woman's body that, like, on her chest for some reason, or into other places, don't do that. Or if you don't want to do that, if you want to transmute your sexual energy and if you want to raise higher, then you need to follow video modules that have been made with certain intention and also have been imbued with energy in a way that once you watch one video, one module, it'll change you. Oh my God, that's freaking, something's happening to me. Then the next day you watch another video, you can't watch the same video every day or multiple videos a day. You wait one day, you watch the next module. Oh, things are really, I'm changing. If that's what you want, then you should go to my website. That's what I'm promoting. I'm promoting my website and the course on my website, shivakailash.com, and buy my semen retention course today. Please do it. Do it now. Anyways. All right. We got a lot of comments here. Should I read the comments or should I just continue on spieling my stuff here? They really, nothing that's worthwhile. Exactly the same as messy. What do the women think here, by the way? If you're a woman, obviously you can't practice semen retention, but I would love to hear what you think about this. Also, if you're a woman, do you care? Let's just say the attraction part of it, okay? I'm sure men want to be attractive and want to be attractive to women. So if you're a man, you want to maximize your attractiveness. Does a woman care? If you're a woman here, do you care if a man, is depleted with all of his sexual potency and his sexual energy, just masturbates every day because it's good for your prostate, they say? Or you hear of a man that practices semen retention or doesn't masturbate, doesn't ejaculate, and retains the sexual energy. Is it the same thing? On one hand, the man has a healthy prostate. Ooh, he's got a healthy prostate. That's an attractive feature. On the other hand, the man is potent and filled with life and light and life's energy. You gotta weigh out the differences. Yes, I care if a man is masturbating and it's affecting one's sex life and a major issues. Yes, definitely. Masturbation will definitely affect your sex life because you're literally draining your desire. You're draining your lust. So don't drain your lust if you have a woman. You should drain your lust at the very least with your woman, and not with your hand or your computer screen. Tell your wife to share. Yeah. They can't speak on it. Well, we have lots of ladies in the chat here. We'd love to hear from them. I think men and women should masturbate together at least. Oh, that's a fun party. Don't abuse Jesus. He wasn't like Muhammad. That's true. That's very true. But what, do you think Jesus can't defend himself? Nelly says she doesn't know. What does the life of Tarot think? if she's here still. The House of Mirror Tarots, excuse me. Sex and porn is not available than ever, and it's affecting the lives of people's relationships. Yep. So pornography, that's a whole issue and whole thing. So let's talk about it. Pornography, watching other people have sex. That's interesting. That's curious. And now it's so easily available, and it's such a high potent dopamine. And I can't, I can't lie. I have to come clean that I've watched porn in these 3 years, and but I started realizing the effects that porn has. And a while back, many months ago, a year ago, it's been a while since I did that. I was watching this and I'm realizing this is messing with my mind. This is not good. This is making me see life from a skewed way. Why am I watching others mate? That's fucking weird. I get that it's making me feel good, but that doesn't seem to be sensible for me or to me. So that is not happening anymore. And there is something to be said about, magazines and pictures and things like that. But we're not going to talk about this because this has really no energy. This has no value. The whole concept of Jesus was so that he can freely and be uplifted in ignorant bores and the semen intention. So as the semen intention, it does not affect positively. My husband gets up and go from my perspective. Okay. So if you're a man, I would love to know who here also is practicing semen intention, or do you value this? Do you value sexual transmutation? Do you want to go towards this? And that's actually what um, semen retention is about, is sexual transmutation. You can transmute this energy. So the lust that you feel inside to go towards and mate, it it expresses itself in different ways. Also, if you are spilling this energy out, okay, I'm missing the mark here. That's good. Good to hear. Mm. What about the Buddha's middle path to enlightenment? The Buddha did not. The Buddha told all of his monks, 444. The Buddha told all of his monks to be celibate, and for a reason. So we're not watching porn here. I'm done watching porn. I'm done watching adult videos, and that's just not a sensible thing to do. That's not a sane thing to live by. And again, not out of some rule or not out of some, monk's principles, just because it is just not valuable for my life. It's not leading to anything. It's not leading me to anything positive. I want to go forward and create and build. Me watching porn is not going to help me do that. So this whole thing is about becoming more conscious. As you become conscious, your addictions can easily slip away. You don't have to go on any kind of plan or use willpower. Just one simple insight can demolish years of addictions. There's a fantastic little experiment that was done with rats. They took rats or mice, whatever, one of these animals, and placed them in a box. And they gave them the ability to drink crack or cocaine. And they would abuse it heavily. They would just constantly drink this cocaine because it's so pleasurable. And they would drink and drink, and then they would literally drink themselves to death because it was so addicting. But then they replicated the same box, but this time they introduced friend mice or friend rats, and different things that they can do, and work for their survival and food and entertainment and fun and nature. And also the availability to drink this crack water was there. Some rats tried the crack water and it was good, but nature is way better. Living in alignment with nature is so much better than crack or cocaine or anything like that. Maybe it's okay to try it once in a while, see what it's like. I have no issue with that, I guess. But that's boring. Being compulsively addicted to something is boring. Like, what is this? Not leading me to life. This is just a circular, repetitive pattern. You leave that. And nature is way more fun. Nature is way more pleasurable. So, all right. We got some interesting. Porn is evil. It creates this illusion that joy can come from viewing without acting. Yes. I wonder if there are any positive benefits to this whole industry. Okay, so KK, thank you very much for your donation, KK. Always always appreciating you being here. How can a man slash woman find refuge from porn or sex addiction? Is there a 12-step program? Not that I know. And if there is, I mean, good, that's valuable. What would I say? How would you remove yourself from sex addiction if you're a man and a woman?
At Seraph underscore Null donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. At Jesus Pharaoh, you think Jesus would be proud of you? Right now for your comments.
Oh, that is straight facts. We'll see what he says. Yes, consciousness. Consciousness. Becoming conscious, becoming aware, being conscious. So, how would I do it? I would look up to Sadhguru. You see this man that I have behind me? I don't have him there just so that it looks cool or just so that I'm, using his image for my status or my something, which, that's definitely, there are many benefits to this. But the most important benefit is that Sadhguru is one of the most conscious men that I've ever come across or seen anywhere, online, offline, on planet Earth. Therefore, having his image surpasses pretty much anything else that I can have in my room. That's maybe the most valuable thing I can have, is a wise and conscious man for me to look up to. I both physically look up to him because the picture is above, and metaphorically, I look up to him. He's so wise. Oh, how is he so wise? Go and look at his YouTube channel. He has 12 million subscribers for a reason. One of the wisest men to ever live. Listen to his clarity. Don't believe. Don't believe me. Go look for yourself. Investigate. So, he is what I would say will help you to go beyond sex addiction or any addiction for that matter. His energy, you tapping into what this man has to offer. It's not just about him, because any man that transcends certain limitations, they have access to a certain field. You can tap into this field, which is of grace. You can tap into grace. And grace is what will help you to dissolve addictions. So Sadhguru has grace, and you can have grace yourself. Only for $9.95. Buy your grace today. I'm just kidding about that. But yeah. So if we take refuge in the right things, in graceful things, in the Buddha's teachings, in Jesus Christ, in Sadhguru, in other sages and saints, and earnestly take refuge, this fire of grace can just burn you away so easily. You don't have to go in 12 steps, okay? Step one, step two. A fire will just burn. A fire burns everything. There's no steps to a fire. So when you light yourself on fire, it just burns and that's it. It's over. So that's my recommendation to you. I am thinking about eating marijuana and incorporating marijuana into my spiritual practice as a medicine, not as an entertaining thing. It is very entertaining as well. but it has medicinal benefits. Yet I'm scared also about that. I don't want to delve into that. Yeah, thank you for timing him out, by the way, Seraph. Thank you. Okay, KK says yes. I'm scared because, it changes my mind, and it is an intoxicant, and it can lead to my heedlessness, me just being unaware. Yet I think I will do it. I think it has more benefits than not. Where am I from? I'm from Canada. So in this community that I'm building, I stand for some things. I would like to share with you what I stand for. I stand, number one, for semen retention. That sounds funny to say, semen. What does this mean? Well, for men to take charge and reclaim their sexual energy and power, to take their power back, not from women, but from themselves, from the addictions, from society, from whatever, the confused parts of nature, for you to be strong and powerful and masculine and filled with sexual energy. And just, like that. So, semen retention is number one. For you to retain your sexual energy and use it and harness it and do good things with it. And for you to not ejaculate randomly and to make children with, and to be conscious with how you reproduce and how you use a sexual act. So that's number one, is semen retention. That's what I stand for. What else do I stand for? Number two, I stand for veganism. I stand for living a vegan lifestyle, or living in a plant-based lifestyle, eating a plant-based lifestyle, having your diet be primarily plant-based or all plant-based. Why? Because animals deserve to live too. We don't need to enslave them and kill them and make them suffer. Why? So that we can live too? That doesn't work. If we needed them to live, then I would understand, but we don't need that. We don't actually need it. We want it, we like it. I like bacon. I don't really actually. I like, fried chicken. I don't really actually. You see, why? Because I know what it is. It's like, this is a freaking dead chicken, or it's like a pig. What am I doing? If I was starving and I ate a piece of bacon that was freshly cooked, oh my God, I would be in heaven, because it's protein, it's fat, so it tastes good, it's pleasurable. But they, that's their life. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't need that at all. So I'd rather be, plant-based vegan diet. I'd rather even be a little bit less energy or less muscle, even if that's how it is, than go and pay for animals to be killed for my taste pleasures. That's not what I'm here to do. So that's what I advocate for, towards eating a plant-based diet, because I believe this is true. So I don't exactly know this is true, but I believe it, because, you know, just seeing how much the animals suffer, just watching one little simple video online, it makes me realize this is not needed. I don't want to do this. I don't want to participate in this. Whatever the consequences are, I'll take it. But I'm done with that. I don't want to pay for that to happen. This is wrong, clearly. I don't like that they're getting killed and they're clearly scared. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's number two. I would microdose Molly if I could. That stuff scares me. But maybe I would too, in the right circumstance, uh, in a spiritual setting. What else do I stand for? Number three, I stand for Sadhguru. I stand for spirituality. Spirituality. That encompasses pretty much everything else. Spirituality is you making your life better, you transcending limitations, you becoming a better human being, you going beyond your present limitations. Yeah, that's pretty much summarizes it. So spirituality is a big topic, and it encompasses so many things. It encompasses Sadhguru, and that's what I stand for as well. So these three things, at least right now, is what I like to talk about, and what I care for, and what I stand for, and what makes up my community, or what I would like to share with others, and have others experience the benefits of that too. So, yeah. But I'm curious also. I'm curious about a lot of things. I'm curious also why you're here. What is it about this that gives you benefit, or what are you trying to create? What are you trying to build? With respect, why stand for a goofy, wise Indian guy, not Jesus? Well, I don't agree that Sadhguru is a goofy, wise Indian guy. He's an Indian guy, but goofy? What do you mean goofy? I'm whatever. Maybe he's goofy. Um, because he's alive and he's extremely wise. He's the wisest human being I've ever come across. Maybe you can show me one wiser human being, like right now, that's online, somewhere in person that you know. People have said many, I have friends that say, "Oh, this guy's really wise, he's my guru." And I look at a video of his and he's like, "Yeah, he's impressive. He's wise. He's got something." But not like Sadhguru. And I'm biased maybe, or have some kind of desire for Sadhguru, connection wise, it doesn't matter. The results speak for themselves as well, externally from my opinions. So this guy is freaking wise. And go look, go investigate. Maybe I'm wrong. Pay attention. So number one, he's alive. Number two, I stand for Jesus too. Jesus is freaking awesome, but he's dead. So um, I don't have the same connection to Jesus as some people do. Some people have a very strong connection to Jesus. And I mean, hey, if you put your hands into fertile soil, not your hands, but yeah, if you're a little seed and if you plant yourself into fertile soil, you're going to grow. So Jesus is a fertile soil. Sadhguru is a fertile soil. Some other sages and saints were fertile soil. Whatever it is, man, just freaking do it. Right now, Sadhguru is alive and he's very fertile. So you go plant your seeds. Plant yourself in him. And Jesus is not dead. Yes, he is physically. But I understand what you mean. The Buddha is also not dead. You can access the Buddha's energy, and Sadhguru even though he's alive, very far away from me, I can access him. And definitely after he dies, you'll be able to much easier to access him. That's what he says. So people put on Jesus way too many things. People think Jesus is your savior, which he is, kind of, but not really. Like Sadhguru is a savior too, but not in that way. Nobody can save you. You can save yourself. So there's a whole religion that's been made out of Jesus, and so many things that have been added onto Jesus. Jesus is one Jesus. He's very potent, very powerful guy. But then all his baggage came after 2,000 years, 2,000 years of baggage. And this baggage, I'm afraid, is what people are still clouded with. That has to be burnt away. That has to be dropped. Why? Because you can't see clearly with the baggage on. With Sadhguru, there's no such problem because he's alive right now. He's making online videos. I've seen him. When I'm telling you, when I saw him in person in Toronto, I saw the diamond light shining from within himself. Like physically, literally, I saw with I had a very profound spiritual experience. My third eye opened, and I could literally see diamond light shining out of his solar plexus. And I saw, like, actually physically, this is what enlightenment is. That's the definition of enlightenment. The guy has eradicated all impurities from his body, his mind, everything. And the light that is God is just shining continuously, like a waterfall, never ending, ceaselessly. I didn't need any book. I didn't need anybody to tell me. That's where I'm going 100%. That is the guy. That is the results that I want. That was it. And 6, 7 years later, this is where I've came. I can physically see auras. Nice. Shout out to you. So Jesus is cool. Jesus comes to me many times also. And not many times, but sometimes when I talk about him on live stream, I think that happened a few days ago, and I was sleeping and I felt Jesus energy come into me. Oh, very peaceful, very nice. So Jesus is fertile soil. It can happen. All right. So what is the thing, my friends? The energy that we're all wanting, and the numbers of live stream viewers going up and down. And you may be losing interest. You may be thinking, oh, there's better things to do. Maybe there are better things to do. You should probably go and do those things. But fundamentally, what you're trying to get is the energy from the base of your spine and the tailbone to rise up. That is the most valuable thing. Because sexuality, going and starting a business, going eating fruits is just in some ways this experience of the Kundalini or this tailbone thing coming up. If we can get the tailbone thing coming up, then you become Jesus. You don't need Jesus anymore. You become a Jesus. I also don't like this whole thing with Jesus that you're some sort of inferior to Jesus and Jesus is God. Jesus is not God. Core Mankind, if you're here, please tell me. Because I am as much God as Jesus. And if you say, no, Jesus was the Son of God and I'm just some sort of evil, sin filled creature that I'm striving to go somewhere else, no, man, I reject that 100%. That's false. I know that's false. So I'm just as much as Jesus is to me. Of course, I'm not the same capability. I'm not as wise as him, not as pure as him, not as enlightened as him, no doubt. But I can strive to be like Jesus. And I can be like Jesus, even more like Jesus. I can be more than him. I think he even said this too. You can be more powerful than me. So again, Jesus was like this microphone, and then 2,000 years of garbage and piles just landed on, and our whole religion has been built. So I don't like that. That's why I'm not. So Jesus. And Jesus is not God. I am as much God as Jesus. So 100%. I agree with you on that. The bearded old Indian geezer in the background is a scam artist. Man, that's like. eh, these people's comments when people call like scams and grifts and this and that, it's like the wind blowing in the breeze. Before it used to really bother me. Now it's like, man, this is just the way of the world. You can't do anything about it. Okay, that's just nobody. Planet Earth is not filled with wise men. It's just a bunch of confused folks trying to figure it out. You know, I'm one of them. So I had some, I had some concepts in my mind that I'm going to start live streaming and people are going to understand me. And because I'm wise and I'm pursuing spirituality, I'm earnestly seeking. Nah, people think that I'm freaking a scammer, that I'm here stealing your livers or something else. Anyways. You should study more about religion than a person.
At KKC8 I donated $1.99. Some people only can understand what they know.
That was a very wise statement. Thank you very much, KK, for your super chat. So, what you're saying is satanic. Do you call yourself a Christian?
As Seraph Cornell donated 6 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. People will see you as they are, not as you are.
Wow. The wisdom coming out of this live stream. I like it. I like it very much. And yeah, that's true. Thank you very much, Surf. And yeah, there's so many things that whatever. I'm just gonna talk about it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm seeing that this is the only thing that I can do too, as well. We're all just sharing ourselves. We're all literally just talking about ourselves to ourselves. And to some degree, you have to transcend that. You always have to expand beyond your limitations, beyond yourself. But people are talking about themselves all the time. They're talking to you, but they're actually talking about themselves. And I see this with Dr. Rob all the time. He's saying things and he's like literally talking to himself as if he was talking to himself directly. It's so funny. And I'm doing that too because the contents in our minds, that's the only thing you can share. And that's, yeah, so you can only share with who you are. That's one thing. And people can only understand what they know. That's why we have to not know. I'm against knowing. I'm for not knowing. Let's not know. Let's be ignorant. And also this word scams. Scam. That's such a fun word and fun thing to say, scamming. Scam. It's fun. It's not fun to scam. It's not fun to be scammed, first of all. Scamming really sucks. I've been scammed in the past. for money, for my time, for other things. I'll share with you one little experience that I've been scammed with. I was working this little job, and I met this woman or this girl. I had no interest, or they had no relationships like that. But she was my friend. And then the work finished, and she messaged me like a couple of weeks later. She said, "Hey, I'm struggling financially. I am waiting for my check to come, and I want to buy food. Can you please send me like $200?" And I was this naive kid that just wants to help everyone and be positive and shine radiating light. And any person that just asked me to do something, I'll just do it because I'm just here to help. So I sent her the money, and I felt good about it. And then long story short, she didn't send me the money back. I started texting her, "Hey, you told me that you're gonna send it back to me at this time. Where is it?" And she just basically ignored me. And then I realized, oh, it's like, oh, okay. Actually, I realized that's a good thing that I did. I'm glad I helped her, and it's okay. I gave her a gift, so there was no real harm done. If she needed that money for food, good on her. It happened recently also that somebody similar to that energy, the cycle came back again and it happened. Somebody messaged me similar energy, similar vibe saying, "Hey, I need some money for food. I'm trying to," but it was not like as needy. And I said, "No, no, sorry, I can't help you. I matured." Not to say that I wouldn't help a person. If a person needed earnestly and I knew that I could help them, then I would. But it was not like that. I would just be basically enabling them. Um yeah, so to speak. So not enabling them. I just knew it wouldn't be the wise thing to do. It's as simple as that. So I've been scammed other times. I've been scammed. Uh, my God, this energy is coming out of me. I'm happy I talk about this. I've been scammed by people from Nigeria. I scammed myself with scamming them. I started messaging this scam guy and I said, like, you need to fix your life. You need to change your life. Stop scamming people. And he said, "Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm just living a hard life and this and that." And he started explaining his stuff to me. I'm like, oh my God, this guy just, I understand why he's scamming people because he probably doesn't have any better opportunities and he's trying to make some money. Maybe he thinks it's easy, whatever. And then I sent him a few dollars. Here you go. Here, for your honesty, go beg for some food. And then, long story short, I realized that actually he's just scamming me with that too. He was scamming me because he's using my emotional buttons for that. Anyways, that's besides the point. So the word scam and scamming, we don't want to scam anybody. What is a scam? Lying, being deceitful for some gain, for some pleasure, for some purpose. That's not healthy. That's not pleasurable. Getting scammed is wrong. Getting scammed feels bad. So why should you do it to anybody? So I don't scam anybody. And I don't know why people say that I'm a scammer. And it's a constant thing. It's happening every day. Not just to me, when something's happen constantly, you should start to think about yourself. Oh, maybe I'm a like maybe people are calling each other. We all scam each other. Yep, but no. People, everybody calls everybody a scammer that they don't like. Sadhguru is a scammer. That guy is a scammer. This is a scam. That's a scam. So why do we do that? Why is that? Why is that the case? This word scam is so fascinating to me. I've anyway, it's a little bit too early to say, but I'm looking out my window right now and there's a contrail plane that flew by and the water vapor is being released and it's disappearing. And then there's also chemtrails, which is not disappearing. So I'm not a scam artist. I don't scam. I'm an artist, but I don't scam people. Am I going to change your mind with that? Absolutely not. That's never going to happen. I don't know why the text to speech didn't come through. That happens every 100 or so messages. Seraph Noel, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for your continued support. He says, we scam ourselves. We believe we are this ego we call that we are wearing. We all just souls in a mask. We need to chill and to scam. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna scam everybody, scam the world. I'm gonna scam the world. Not just you, the little people that are watching me, little group of people. I'm gonna scam the world, everyone, collectively as a whole generation of people. I'm gonna create the most powerful, juiciest scam that's ever been, and I'm gonna be in the Hall of Fame for being the top scammer, for being the number one guy. For no scam is going to top me. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm gonna create a product and say that you need it so badly, and it's $100, but you actually don't need it at all. But you see, that would be wrong. That would be a bad intention, because it freaking hurts to do that. No one gets away with harming life. No one gets away with cheating and lying and being little deceitful. It doesn't work. It's against the laws of nature. So I'm not here to scam anybody, literally, but scamming is fun. Like, what the hell is what is this energy? Scam. It's like so fun. Oh, it's a scam. Let's scam everybody. Let's scam people. I don't know. Is that a shekel amount really only 30 cents? No, no, no. Well, from what Sarah said, you have to divide it by 3. So it is $5. Scam, 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 scam. So that's one thing, scamming. Second thing is grifting. I'm grifting for money online.
At Seraph_Null donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. Shiva when he breaks semen retention. I'm scamming. Woozy face emoji.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's disappointing to hear. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Um Anyways, let's move on. Let's change the topic here. Let's talk about grifting. What the hell is a grift? This is a word that I've recently come across. I'm sure this is your experience too, because I've experienced this many times in my life. I'm not a native English speaker, but this is my second language. My first language is Ukrainian, but I speak English fluently. And then every so often I hear a word, I'm like, what the hell is this word? And then I started hearing it everywhere. And it's like a common word that I've never really heard. This word grifting is one of them. What the hell is a grift? It's a grifter. Oh, it's a grifting. I've only started hearing this word when I started live streaming. Oh, he's grifting. He's a scammer. He's a grifting grifter. It's a funny word. It's a kind of like harsh word, grifting. Grifting sounds to me like you're taking some kind of sandpaper and you're smearing it on the wallpaper or on the wall, like shh, 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 shh. You're grifting. That's a little technical term for, doing plywood work. Oh, he's grifting the wall right now. I'm a grifter for God. Yeah. Okay, we gotta do it for entertainment purposes and for, scamming value and whatever else. Man, we gotta bring on the scams. Honestly, no, I'm not. I can't say it. I can't say it.
I am a beggar for God. I am a beggar for God. I am a grifter for God. I am a grifter for God. I beg for God. I grift for God. I am a Jesus grifter. I grift for God. I am Jesusing for Christ. I am Jesusing for grifting.
I should probably cut the first parts. Just keep the last part. He's grifting. He's Jesusing for grifting. Those words probably have never been said in the English language ever until Dr. Rob said it. Yeah, that grifter. Dr. Rob is a grifter for sure. I'm not a grifter, but he is for sure a grifter. Here's a little also scientific fact and a spiritual insight. You can never point to someone and call them bad names without it reflecting bad on you. It doesn't work also. It doesn't work. Watch, I'll do it. Dr. Rob, he's a failure. He's so stupid and ignorant and fat and unwise and unspiritual. I hate him. He's such a freaking loser. Leaves my live streams, parasocial ignoramus, constantly has some kind of ideas about himself and you can't, why aren't you dancing? Why aren't you dressed the way that I want to dress? So that it makes you feel bad about me, or it makes you see that I can talk bad about people, or the qualities that I'm describing them myself. I'm showing you who I am. It doesn't work. It doesn't ever work. Like criticizing people. You can, of course, criticize people, you should. But I mean, when you hear somebody talk bad about somebody, and there's caveats to everything, but you see that this is so the solution is to talk positively, to always share positive aspects of people. Dr. Rob, he's intelligent, he's wise, he's pursuing spirituality, he values meditation, and he wants to be authentic and uses time wisely. So I basically said the exact same thing, but in a positive way, and it's true. So human beings are a creation, we're going towards becoming better. So no, we shouldn't bring each other down with criticism. We should inspire each other. So shout out to Dr. Bob for detoxing and harassing me online. All right, anyways. Grifting. Yes, I speak Ukrainian. Grifting, what is a grifter? Well, the technical word for grifting, I'm sure I'm going to actually Google it because, we need to be technical here.
This guy.
Grifting means engaging in petty or small scale swindling. What is swindling? That's a funny word, swindling. Hey, I'm gonna swindle you. Use deception to deprive someone of money or possessions. That is it. That is the core, that is the essence. We just come to the conclusion of this whole matter. This is the grifting, this is scamming, this whole thing summarized into one. Use.
At Seraph Cornell donated 6 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. Shiva, Dr. Ob is live now with a fake KK.
No way. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. Let's check this out.
About how I can help or how I can learn and just the idea of creating more of a space where people in the world that may or may not be there, they want to be in tune with maybe what's happening in Tabarwa in America. They can, and we can talk about it. We can talk about our ideas of Tabarwa, our vision for Tabarwa, and that's the thing, right?
Anyways, I'm bored. Okay, I'm bored. Boring. Yeah, fake KK. I honestly thought, oh, this that kind of looked like KK as well. So, KK, we're gonna make it happen for you. Before I leave this planet Earth, before we conclude our mission in this world, we are gonna have a Dr. Robin and KK live stream. So help me God. All right. So coming back to this whole grifting thing and scamming thing, to use deception to deprive someone of money or possession. That's what people think I am, and I'm doing. I'm wearing these spiritual clothing. I have the spiritual things beside me, and I'm here to swindle you out of your money. There's a whole little technical side to something else and this and that, the other thing, how to make money online and how to live stream. But there's no swindling involved, logically, realistically. I'm not saying give me $1,000 and I'll enlighten you. I was saying that in the past, and I really meant it. But there was no swindling involved because I had no intention of depriving you of anything or lying. I had jobs that I lied. Man, this is opening up a whole can of worms. Wow. Lying is just delusion. I don't know. Uh, uh, okay, I need to pay attention to myself and really need to express this. So I use spirituality to make money. That's a fact. I know that the more spiritual I am, the more money I'll make. Guaranteed. Facts. 100%. The more spiritual an individual is, the more money he'll make. So a business person should definitely seek spirituality. It'll make him more competent in anything and everything. If you want to make more money, man, go towards spirituality. It's not going to be instant, and it's not going to be like you put on some robe or you put on a turban and instantly people are going to want to give you money. Oh my God, we're going to, pay me, buy me $100 product, $100 bottled air. Not like that. That's swindling. That's scamming. But becoming a more competent human being, becoming more valuable, becoming more wise, that encompasses everything. So, yeah, money is wealth. Money is valuable. You become valuable, you will get money. We will talk. Okay. So, where was I? So, this lying thing. Am I lying? Am I deceiving people? So, the deceiving, I don't know if I'm deceiving anybody. I'm genuinely seeking value and prosperity. Prosperity physically and in every way. Well, physically, of course, yes, prosperity. I'm seeking prosperity. Prosperity means to me having an abundance of food, having shelter, having clothing, having medicine, having access to resources that I need, hospital, police station, security, safety, comfort, a pleasant environment, etc., etc. And, it's an ever expanding thing. Well, I kind of have that, and I want to have that more and in a more sustainable way. I want to survive better or survive well. So, money and prosperity is about survival, and that's how it is, and that's what we're talking about. And once I did this job in a long time ago, I was selling things, and I knew that the value for what I was selling was not equal. I knew it. But I had a desire for money that was so strong, it outweighed my logical mind signaling the alert. Hey, buddy, this is not really valuable for people. You're kind of trying to trick them. But at that time, my desire for money, my desire to do this was outweighing this little logical or this little conscience. And I did the job for some time, and then finally the conscience won. The conscience became too strong to deny and to ignore. Oh, okay, like I don't want to do this. It's not working. This is not reasonable. It's not sensible. This is not spiritual. This is not healthy. This doesn't make me feel good. I don't care how much money I'm making. I'm going to stop doing this. This is not worth it. I'd rather not make any money than do something that's not valuable to somebody else. And, say that it is. Oh no, it is. You got to pay me. You got to buy this. You got to buy this product. So I left and I quit. So that is one level of swindling or scamming or grifting. You wanting value, but there's some kind of conscience in you and it's bothering you what you're doing. But you can't see it. You can't clearly see it. You're illusion. You have delusion in your mind. You have illusions. I guess there's another way of swindling and scamming and lying and deceiving and grifting of actually knowing this is fake, but you're gonna do it anyway because I mean, why not? You're gonna get the value, and that's what you care about, and you don't really care about hurting anybody else. So, I guess the difference is the intention and the severity of the intention. Also, even doing something that's scamming or swindling or grifting that has no real victims, but still it brings you some kind of value, it also doesn't feel too good. Why? Because whenever you're in a competitive mindset, it's not the creative mindset. This is a little concept that I've learned from. What does this mean? You as a human being, you create. You're a creator. You can create value. You can manifest energy. You can manifest good and positive things from the inside. You don't need anybody else or anything else. You can you can generate wealth and value from within, from inside of yourself. But when you forget that reality, when you forget that fact, you go in towards the competitive mindset of looking towards what's already been created. Oh, there's a little piece of technology that's been created. Somebody has that. I need to go and steal it because how else am I going to get that? How else am I going to get that iPhone? I need to steal it. That is an illusion. That is not the creative mindset. That is a competitive mindset. Thinking that all the races that have been created, you need to compete for that. You need to steal, you need to lie, you need to cheat, you need to do X, Y, and Z. It's wrong. It's false. So becoming spiritual is realizing the fact that you can create. You're a creator. You can manifest energy. You can manifest things that have not been created on this earth before and that are way more valuable and provide way more valuable to people. Way more value to people. So there's a little example, a little story. A man goes to the North Pole and brings with him a very nice painting, an expensive painting. A very nice painting painted by some famous painter. But he goes and stays with a man that is just a simple man. He goes out fishing, he goes out hunting, he does whatever he needs to do, and he's living in an igloo. He's Inuit, native. He has no desire to travel anywhere else. So this man comes up to them and says, "Hey, I have this amazing painting. It's been painted by some famous guy, and I want $50 for it. It costs $50. Please buy it. Come on. I'm gonna employ all these sales tactics, and it's very expensive, and here, whatever, blah blah blah. You get the point. If you somehow swindle him, not even swindle him, if you somehow persuade him to buy this for $50, and he buys it, you probably wouldn't be doing such a good thing." Because what is the use value for this man of having this painting? Now you're going to go home and sleep and know that you got $50 that the man could have used to buy very valuable things. And now the guy has a painting. He's going to put it in his igloo. Cool. That's hopefully, if you have a conscience, it's probably not going to sit well with you. At least it wouldn't with me. Anyways, this leaving me aside. But if you go to the same man and instead of a piece of painting, you bring a handgun and you say, "Hey, I'll give you this handgun and you give me $50." Okay, now there's a real transaction. And now, hopefully, you know that this value that you just given this man of having a handgun is worth way more than $50. Because this man can go use a handgun and shoot a little seal in the head, chop its body parts, and cook it and eat its corpse, and now it's giving him calories. So he's a happy camper. So when you're doing some kind of product, when you're doing some kind of job or anything, you have to look at the use value in what you're providing. What is the use value of me selling a furnace or me selling some car, or me selling X, Y, and Z? If I know it's of a certain amount of dollars, but I'm charging way more for that, man, that's like you're scamming people, you're grifting, you're swindling. But if it's relatively fair and you have to make a profit as well, then okay, you're in business. So that's a little analogy for you, a little gay analogy, and a little story for that I wanted to share. And this idea, these two ideas that I just shared with you, the competitive mindset and the creative mindset, as well as the story, comes from a book. This book is called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. It's one of the most fantastic and magnificent books I've ever read in my life. It doesn't mean that I'm rich now or I'm a millionaire. I'm rich, of course. And I'm a millionaire in mindset. I'm a rich, freaking happy guy. But this is a spiritual book written by a wise man that pays attention to nature. Also, this book is so thin, so small. He's scrapped all the useless junk. You know, you have to when you write a book, you have to write a book, and you have your ideas, and then you give it to the author, the publisher, and says, "Oh, this is not enough, man. For people to buy a book, they have to feel that it's substantial. So add a bunch of fluff and a bunch of nonsense stories." Okay, now you see, we're always in competition. Why? The creative mindset, you can create something so valuable, something so potent when you step outside of this creative mindset and think that everything that's been created is you have to compete for that. No, this man stripped everything but the essentials in this book. 100 little pages, tiny little book. I'm gonna buy it on Amazon right now because it's so fantastic. And to demonstrate it to you, okay? The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. There we go. And this book is also, it was inspired by Think and Grow Rich or something like that. Something like that. All right, I place the order. We're gonna have it to display for people, and yeah, so he really practiced what he preached in this book. He scrapped all the essentials and only kept what's valuable. All right. Well, what do you want me to talk about? What should I talk about? Where should we go from here? What branch of philosophy do you follow? I don't follow philosophy. I don't have any branches. And I'm a leader, not a follower. Okay? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? He follows the money. Show me the money. That's the next thing that I have to search for. Show me the money.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Exactly. It's all about the money, ladies and gentlemen. This life is all about the money. Nothing else matters. Not spirituality. This is all a grift. All I care about is money. And nothing else. It is the pinnacle of my life. It is a solution to my life. Money is placed as the forefront value right here. All I care about is money, nothing else. Spirituality, Sadhguru, go away. Uh, reason, value, veganism, nothing. Scratch it. Money is the God and nothing else. Jesus can go away, only money. God can go away, only money. Oh my God, he just exposed himself. He's a grifter. He's a faker. He's a charlatan. He's a scam artist. You think I'm an artist? Stop. Anyways, yeah, money is real. Money is valuable. Money is good. Money is useful. Money is a personal thing. You should go and get it. You should go and buy money. You should, I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with money. People have so many misconceptions about money that it's not spiritual. How can something that's valuable not be spiritual? It's the most spiritual thing. If money was your main objective, you would be in a suit and tie. Dun, 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 dun. So that's absolutely true. You know, I'm willing to share this little revelation with you, a little secret that I shared with Dr. Rob. And this is quite sensitive information, but I would like to share with you. When I was 19 years of age, and people, my father, my mother were telling me, you need to go to university because you're going to need to get a job and do X, Y, and Z. I said, nah. I pursued spirituality. I knew that I need to follow my intuition. And my intuition was definitely not leading me to university, freaking pile of garbage. So I went to lots of monasteries and meditation places and meditated with Buddhist monks and did courses and looked at online videos and read lots of books. I had a spiritual desire to seek the truth. At the back of my mind, I always knew that spirituality would one day pay off or someday pay off. And I can monetize spirituality. And I can make a lot of money with spirituality. So when I was going through my spiritual path, I knew that as I became more spiritual, I'll become more valuable. Seraph never finished his university degree, and he is very successful. So nobody has to hear, listen to your parents or go get a degree like a good little boy, go get yourself in debt, and now you have a degree, and now what? You're just a follower. I realized that I didn't go to university because I'm not a follower. Hey, you gotta follow the herd, follow the sheep. You go where they go. That's where everybody does. That's what everybody goes. So that's where you gotta go to. If everybody does what they're doing and everybody has the results that they have, and I see the results and I don't want that, it's fucking bullshit. I'm definitely not doing what they're doing. I'm gonna do something else. Because, logically that makes sense, right? Everybody's doing something, and this is the results they have. I don't want those results. Those results are fucked up. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing what they're doing because probably I'm gonna get the same results. No, no thanks. No thanks. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be miserable and stuck in some shit life. Oh, I have a kid and I have a house and I have a wife and hey, I did what everybody. I did what I was supposed to do, and now it's time to blow my brains out. I drove a red Ferrari, and it's time to go to the blow my brains out store.
At
I'm just
Seraphos
joking.
Cornell donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. Do what you love. Work extremely hard. And do good things. And money will come. It works.
I will take that as inspiration and to heart. And anybody here listening to this is the results from a man that has results. So when somebody speaks to you about something and they don't have the results that they're speaking about, well, you probably shouldn't listen. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen, but you shouldn't probably take their advice because they don't have the results. But when somebody has results, you should probably do what they say. At least it's an experiment to try, not because you believe. You're a believer. You're a good believer. We're not believers here. Anyways, shout out to you, Seraph. Let's get some W's in the chat for Seraph. And if you're a member of my channel, send some Seraph emotes. You got some emojis for Seraph. So yeah, I want to be a multimillionaire, and I want to be a spiritual wise guy. Can I be a spiritual wise guy and a multimillionaire at the same time? Can I profit off of spirituality? Can I suck the juice and the value out of spirituality and make a bunch of money out of it? I think I can, and I think I will. And nobody's going to stop me. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a rich spiritual guy. Can you imagine somebody that's spiritual? I mean, actually spiritual. Like, hey, guys, over there, behind that door, there's a really enlightened master, spiritual wise guy. He's wise, and he's a wise man or woman, whatever. We're not being sexist here. We're not biased towards genders. And then you probably have an image in your mind. And then I say to you, and he's broke as shit. He can't get money for, he's like just homeless and can't get food. Well, that's a tradition. The spiritual tradition was homeless and broken. You have to beg for money and beg for food, not even money. You beg for food, otherwise you die. If you don't beg for food, you're dead. So, but that's a tradition. That's not what spirituality is. Do you understand? That's what everybody's been doing because it works. It's given lots of fruit. But that doesn't mean that it's the only way. I tell you another little story. Behind that wall, there's a modern man. He's living a modern lifestyle and he's living in society. And he's also very spiritual, like extremely. You have no idea how incredibly wise and spiritual he is. Wouldn't it make sense that he's rich AF, rich as fuck? It would make sense to me because spirituality makes you better. The thing about money is that we've all been swindled. And the swindling is going on constantly. And the scamming is in full effect. You're going and getting scammed every day. Just go to any little store. I challenge you, and I hope you do this. Next time you're at a grocery store, you go to a grocery store, right? Or just imagine, I'll take you along with the ride here. You go to the grocery store, you look at the toilet paper aisle, one aisle, and then you go in the laundry detergent aisle. That's the second aisle. First of all, the scam of fragrances. That's one scam, but that's not even the biggest scam. It's poison fragrances and filled a bunch of crap. Just a shit product just to wipe your shit because they want to make money. Literally a product to make money. So you go into the fragrances aisle, and I've seen videos of this on Instagram. It's hilarious. And I also saw this after, and I looked at this. It's like super clean toothpaste to make your teeth really clean. This is like clean toothpaste but super strong. And then this it's like all these little marketing tools are just expanding their territory. And they're making products just to compete or just to it's not a valuable product, it's a valuable marketing. That's what it is. It's just tools to make money for them. This is what this whole corporation is. It's just good enough. Market the shit out of it. Make sure that it's not just complete dog shit. And then let's freaking make money out of this. Nothing wrong with making money. But there is something wrong with I'm talking to myself again and right now.
And Seraph underscore null donated 69 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. My real honest trick for becoming wealthy is give charity to people. Better to personal people in their face. God gives me money because he knows I'm forwarding it to others.
Whew. That just made me want to cry. First of all, I'm appreciative of your super generous donation, Seraph. Thank you so much. And I'm using these live streams to make money. I'm doing it for money. No other reason. No other reason that I'm doing this. If I somehow got demonetized on this channel and there was zero way to make money, I would still find a way to make money. Hey, I'll paste another link. Hey, donate here. And freaking donate. You better donate, because why the hell am I doing this? Why am I putting my time and talking to all of you folks? Well, I have spiritual things to share. These things are valuable and beneficial to people's lives. I know that for a fact. You may be a parasocial, whatever. I'm not talking about to people like that. So this helps people. I hope it does. And I'm doing this for money. I'm. Oh my god. All right, that's leaving that aside. Generosity, goodwill, faith, value. It's not about making money. It's about making life better. Yes, Sarah, if you're talking about a principle of life. If you make life better, if you expand life, if you make life grow, you're going to grow too. It's not about making money. It's about becoming better in every way for everyone. Everyone involved. You have to be better here. If you give me money, you should be better off. Otherwise, do not give me money. Do not share money with me. I went on a live stream a few hours ago talking to this Jewish man, and he's sharing insights about the Jewish people, and I had a deep desire to give and to send him a donation. Why? Because he was vegan, and he was a vegan for 15 years. I was thrown aback. Oh my God! Clearly, this man is wise. Clearly, and that deserves support. That deserves me expanding his life. These little few dollars that I send him, it will expand him in some small way. I want to do that. I want to expand people's lives. So to the degree that I can do that with money, I will do that. And as that increases, I can do that more. So the money that you share with me, Seraph, that increases my life. That enhances my life. And your generous super chat made me emotional. It really enhances my life. It made me emotional. Anyways, I want to cry on the stream. One day I'm going to cry on stream. And that's going to be a very important moment for all you to see, but it's not going to be happening right now. Okay? I'm going to cry tears of joy. That's what it feels like, because I can make money by doing something that I love. I love sharing myself, sharing my personality. I knew for a very long time that I would be an entertainer to some sense. I can't help but to not be in people's attention. Hey, look at me, look at me. I like it. It really fires up my solar plexus, and life is happy. So does this mean that you should do this too? I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. Some people want to do underwater scuba diving as their job, and they freaking love it. They wouldn't. They hate being on cameras. Anyways, it's different for everybody. So I love what I'm doing. I really enjoy this, and I can't believe I'm making money out of this. Oh my God.
At KKC8 I donated $4.99. Shiva waters seeds in his community and it makes me want to share my sunshine with others in this community so we can grow together.
You have changed my life, KK. And I hope that I can reciprocate to you the value you have given me, that you've provided for me here. The only thing that I want to share with you here, my friends, it makes me sad to say this, but the only way to get money is by people handing it to you. There's literally no other way to get money. Can you believe that? Can you imagine that? And it makes me so sad and like angry also. It makes me want to cry. It makes me sad because I have to get in touch with people. I have to connect and be in a community. And I don't want to do that. I want to sit in my room in the dark and just have money come to me somehow. But every time that somebody gives me money, I feel like I'm getting closer to them in a connection sense. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in whatever other way. Whatever way. And that really tears my heart open. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have to become in contact with people. That's freaking crazy. And there's really no other way to make money. You have to have people hand you money. Just think about it, okay? You're a carpenter. You go do some carpentry job. Okay, now thank you very much. Here you go. Here's some money. Here's some value. Here's some love. Thank you, and I'll take it back. Unless you're the Federal Reserve, you print money. There's no other way to make money. You have to get people to hand it to you. So you have to deal with people to get money. Oh my God, you have to deal with people. Oh my God, I hate that. Why can't I just go to get some box that I have to crank it a lot and then money comes out? Can't I do that? Oh, that'd be so much easier. My heart is opening up on this stream. Jesus. Anyways, shout out to you and thank you so much for giving me money. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. It's feels fake. Anyways, this is real, and also thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the metaphors of nature and the sunshine and seeds. That's what it's also about. That's what it's all about. If we can just live in a fantastic community where we can grow food and have everything that we need, why do we need money? It's just a little tool for exchange.
At KKC8 I donated $9.99. You may have went into this with one intention, but perhaps by accident you are creating something larger than yourself. In returning, learning and opening yourself up.
Yes, that's true. And I hate that. I don't hate that, but that's so sad. There's so much sadness in my heart. And I'm afraid to get it all out at once because if I get it all at once, I'm going to be bawling in tears right now. And it's going to be a big, bad deal. It's going to be not a pretty sight. It's not going to happen now. It's, but it'll happen at some point. And this is coming to it. Because yes, this is what it is. Seems like what's happening. And in some sense, I'm being forced or stepping into a leadership role and a leadership position. And that's for making me want to cry. It's forcing me to cry. Because am I sad for being a leadership position or being a leader? No, it's just like my father issues, and I never had a leader growing up in my life, and you know.
At KKC8 I donated $1.99. Just let go.
Just let go. This is advice that doesn't work, KK. It can work sometimes internally, but you can't let go, you have to let in. Like you have anxiety, right? Just let go. Let go of what? Okay, let go of the idea that you need to be perfect in some sense. Okay, that makes sense. That works. Anyways, I'm just talking for talking's sake. Thank you very much for your donation, KK. Ooh. Wow. So I just want to be happy. And money leads to happiness. Money makes you happy, no doubt about it. I am becoming so much happier the more money I have. It makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel safe, makes me feel like I'm doing good in the world, like I'm valued, or I'm doing things that are valuable. and I can buy things with it. I can buy food with it. Wow, it's freaking really, really good.
At Seraph underscore null donated 35 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. Shiva I tear up every day. After absorbing so many people in my day to day, people that are in trouble and I can help, even with the word, with hope, it makes me tear for this.
It makes me tear for this world every night. Wow, Seraph. So I'm getting insight in you. I can feel that actually about you. I don't know who you are. You know, when people send messages, when they donate, when they send super chats, and when I see something about them, I can feel what they are, who they are. But actually, this is the first time that I'm really feeling or sensing anything about you. And it is the fact of what you just said, that you absorb a lot of things and a lot of people, a lot of people's energy. You're a big absorber, and you're doing well with it, meaning you're not suffering as a result of it. You know, genuinely, when you say that you absorb a lot of people's energy, that's a bad thing. Oh, you probably don't want to do that. But you're doing it well. It works. Or you're doing it. Your works. You work. So yeah, thank you very much for your super chat. Were you Christian before? Why did you leave the Christian belief? I was born into Christianity. I was raised as a Christian, and I was 9 years old. I came to Canada at 9 years old from Ukraine. In Ukraine, I was looking at little statues of Mother Mary and praying to her because I knew that was the authority of life. It wasn't my parents, the people that don't barely know anything. Well, they were authority too, but there was a spiritual authority. Oh wow, I bow down to you. Please give me good things. Please don't give me bad things. That's what I was doing. So I knew there was some potency and power with that. True that.
At Seraph underscore null donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. I suffer, but I'm a man. I'm ready to suffer and carry a burden. That's my true happiness.
Uh, that's wise. If you're ready to suffer, then do you really suffer? Honestly. And it's good not to suffer. I'm not saying suffering is good. We shouldn't suffer, but if you're suffering, that's good. And if you're not suffering, that's good too. And I'm not saying you're not a man if you're not suffering. Anyways, thank you very much for your donation. Thank you very much for your support, Seraph. Hmm.
But why not 007 donated $5? No man is at all times wise.
No man is at all times wise. Thank you very much for your donation, YK. I agree with that. I think that's true. I think Sadhguru is not at all times wise. Sometimes he's goofy.
At Seraph underscore null donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. We can endure every suffering as long as we have some meaning, explanation for it.
Viktor Frankl. Ah, thank you so much for your super chat, Seraph, your donation. Oh, yeah. We create meaning. Yes. The Jewish people endured the Holocaust. Why? Because Hitler was a confused Nazi, literally. And why did that happen? Well, there are lots of stories of why. I don't know why the Jewish people endured so much prosecution throughout history, but they do and they did. And it makes me sad. But I guess people commit crimes against each other all the time. It's not really unique. People died in the Holodomor in Ukraine.
At Mark Lopez 4,837 donated $2. Happy Sunday. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Ooh. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't pretend to know. I don't want to pretend to know. I don't know.
Actionocle donated $2. What is your most valuable possession?
Thank you so much for your super chat. And the answer to that question is a 1 kilogram mercury solidified lingam. It's not my most valuable possession in terms of monetary value. I have some things that are my computer's worth more than that, maybe twice more than that. But this solidified mercury was worth maybe $900, yet it's worth way more than any physical possession that I have because of its sheer use value. It's very, very valuable. Solidified mercury is extremely valuable, very valuable. And you can buy it on my website. You can buy it on my website, shivakailash.com. Unfortunately, I removed it because when I was on the edibles, I was scared. People are saying things. But yeah, shout out to Monk Life. But I'm going to put it back on today. So if you want to buy it, send me a message and I'll ship it out to you. So yeah, no, Dr. Rob couldn't have done anything better by being a sensitive little bitch and leaving live stream. He needs to meditate. He's a man that needs to meditate because men that need to meditate, they need to meditate because it gives them rewards. It's still things to be worked out. But I don't really need to meditate anymore. I'm done with that stuff. I am meditate. I live life and everything happens for me. So he's still practicing. Monk life is still practicing. I'm not practicing anymore. Like for example, he's still practicing to do his driving test. I need to practice. I need to practice. Shiva, you're not dancing. You're not screaming. You're not taking advantage of the algorithm. I'm leaving. I'm rage quitting. I need to go and meditate and be silent and like ban everybody in the chat. So he's still practicing driving the test. I've already done the driving test. I'm driving. It's done. So I am better than him. I'm way better than him. And he needs to just acknowledge that and fall into place. And allow me to lead. You freaking parasocial, embarrassed to be famous, have some kind of trigger against being famous. How dare you? How fucking dare you?
The only thing better than mercury is snake oil.
You
snake
fucking
emoji.
piece of parasocial piece of snake oil salesman. Snake oil salesman. I'm gonna get snake oil. I'm gonna sell snake oil on my website. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's gonna heal everybody. It's gonna be the most valuable thing. I love snake oil so much. It's the most valuable thing. Snake oil. I hate this guy so much. Freaking, I hate him so much. I think I'm going to time him out from my channel. I'm going to put him in a hide user from his channel. No, I'm not going to do that. Anyways, Monk Life, are you ready? Are you ready to not be a baby, a crybaby anymore? Are you ready to live stream together and make some good content and allow me to step into my true authentic self as a spiritual master? You're dressed in this way? Or are you going to pretend that I need to dance for you like a monkey? You need to dance for me. The worst out of me comes out when this guy comes. I really apologize and I'm sorry. So he's not good for me.
At Monk Life donated $5. This is my first time ever meeting a real snake oil salesman.
Thank you so much for giving me my money back to me. You should do this more often. And I'll need to give you some money and you give it back to me. This is a good way of doing it. And no, stop making me angry because everybody knows that you are the source of my anger. And if you don't do what I say and don't fall in line with my own ideas of how you should be on my live stream, then I'm going to ban you and I'm going to kick you out. And I'm not going to live stream with you anymore. I'm going to take my ball and go home.
And Seraph underscore Null donated 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. At Life, we've been waiting with the red super chats. Are you ready to join?
Sarah, do not give him a red super chat. He's earned enough. He's made enough super chats. He's made like $500 in red super chats. He doesn't deserve it. He's not a good enough man to receive your super chats. I need it. I deserve it way more. I'm way more spiritually powerful than him. I'm way more potent than him. And I deserve more. Nah, he deserves it. I don't care.
At Life donated $2. The only thing better than mercury is snake oil. Snake emoji.
I can't express my heart energy when this guy's here. Please leave. Please, Monk Life, leave this channel. I can't be myself and I can't be my authentic self. I feel my heart energy closing off. This is not good for me. I am going to sell snake oil. I'm going to bottle my tears into a bottle and I'm going to label it as snake oil. And I'm going to sell it for $88. And if you buy it, you're going to have magical healing properties in a video game. Anyways, Monk Life, are you ready? Are you ready to start streaming? Or are you going to continue to being a parasocial sycophant? How did Sadhguru help you to believe in the Lord Shiva and Shaivism? By being wise. Monk Life, you logged disappointing. All right, we have an announcement to make for the Dog Ate My Pig Bike. This is a supporter of mine. This is someone that has supported my channel, and I hurt his feelings by talking bad about religion and religious people. I'm sorry. I'm sincerely apologize for that. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. My intentions were not to hurt you or hurt your feelings or hurt anybody's feelings. Sometimes I'm angry and mad when I see women getting oppressed in other cultures and countries, and I want to hurt them back very badly.
Let's live stream together.
Okay, thank you so much. We're going to end this live stream soon. So I want to hurt these people that hurt women and hurt children and hurt other people that have some religious ideas. So that's why I make these live streams. It has nothing to do with your faith. You hold on to your faith. You become wise. You become spiritual. It has nothing to do with you. If you're a kind, compassionate human being, then go for it. But maybe I have some misunderstanding and maybe I need to be educated. You know, I'm not a know-it-all here too. Hey, Jesus never hurt no one. Yes, but I'm talking about the illusion and the illogical things about Jesus. And I think that it's worthwhile for me to talk about. Anyways, I've talked long enough. We are going to end this live stream and we are going to talk to Monk Life after this live stream. Shiva talks crap about women, Muslims, Christians, and non-vegans. Delete your video mocking Jesus. Why? What's Jesus? Is it going to hurt Jesus' feelings? Is Jesus so weak and sensitive as a man that he can't take it? Are you protecting Jesus? Or are you protecting yourself and your feelings? You see? This is called logic, what I just said. I'm using logic. If you're saying illogical things aren't allowed, then, man, you're not allowed here because I think logic is valuable. Logic, thinking, questioning things, even if they're wise and spiritual and Jesus, is valuable. You are mocking billions of Christians and Muslims. Well, so what if I am? Is that okay? If somebody mocks me, I like it. What am I, some sort of a person that is unmockable? You can mock me. I have no way of stopping you. So anyways, I sincerely apologize. Hope you accept my apology. And that's all that there is to it, okay? Okay, if someone mocks you because you don't take yourself seriously, Om Namah Shivaya. Come on. Okay, my friends, we are going to go live with Dr. Rob. So